After last week's measurements, I was now inspecting the new block, and guess what? Exactly the same off-center situation here, but in this case not only one board is affected, but even four. Hello everybody and welcome to part 49 of my Jaguar S-Type restoration video series. For today I actually had planned to attempt the CF transmissions pistons. Yes, also automatic gearboxes are equipped with pistons using this spring compressor that was delivered in between. Instead I want to share big news on the engine with you that also require a little work to be done. This is my original block. You may remember that the liner of cylinder number 4 on the B-bank is bored way off center. Since these cast-in liners can't be replaced, I considered the whole unit being junk and went for my replacement engine. After last week's measurements, I was now inspecting the new block, and guess what? Exactly the same off-center situation here, but in this case not only one board is affected, but even four. The 1 and the 2 on the A-bank and the 2 and the 3 on the B-bank. You think that's bad news? Wrong. That's very good news, because if two random units, my original one produced in 2002, this one in 2005, are facing the exactly same problem, then this obviously was production standard of Jaguar engines in the 2000s. And since I've never heard about cracking HAV8 blocks or cylinder liners, it doesn't seem to shorten engine life. So I again contacted the machine shop, and they don't see a problem in boring those liners to the smallest possible oversize dependent on engine wear, in case I can find oversized pistons for this unit. Unfortunately, Jaguar only offers the standard pistons in 3 different grades, but no oversized pistons. So I had to reach out to a specialized company in Germany that manufactures custom pistons out of Marley, or as the English-speaking spell it, Marley workpieces. I first asked for cast pistons, but obviously there's no demand for such ordinary things in the custom world, so I would have to go with forged ones, priced at 350 to 400 for an assembly. An assembly means one single piston, 3 rings and a pin. That sounds much, but equals exactly the price Jaguar charges you for a standard cast piston. That's why I will accept this offer, and surprise, surprise, I will go with my original engine, because if bored out anyway, it doesn't matter if it's 700s or only 400s out of spec. You may ask me, why did I spend so much money on the replacement engine? Let's say it's here, I got 2 live streams out of it, and without a new engine I wouldn't even know that I don't need it. But now up to today's task, I have to take this block to the machine shop next week so that they can do precise measurements and exactly tell me which pistons I have to order. Therefore, I want to do a little cleanup first, and afterwards I have to reattach the lower block and torque this to spec. Otherwise, it may happen that the measurements are not 100% correct. So dirt and sealant residues are removed from the bottom of the core engine block, and I will now do the same with the lower block. So this side is nice and clean, but I guess I should have started with the other one and at least remove the sealant residues here. The parts are now ready for getting bolted back together, but it's 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, so I'm gonna spend the afternoon with my girlfriend, but we'll be back in the evening. See you then. Welcome back at 11 p.m. That has been more than enough time for you to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, consider doing so, and also ring the bell, otherwise you won't get notified as soon as new content is online. I will now put the lower block back onto the core block, which isn't difficult with these two alignment pins in place. The next step is putting the bolts back inside. Finally, the two big ones, and those belong here and here. That was simple, but the tightening sequence now is almost rocket science. First I have to torque the outer short bolts to 15 Newton meters. Starting with this one. These two here as well. The next step is to tighten bolts 1 to 10 to 25 Newton meters. Obviously those are the inner ones. Step number 4, tighten bolts 11 to 20 to 15 Newton meters. Those are the middle ones here. So back to 15. Step number 5, tighten bolts 1 to 10 to 35 Newton meters plus 135 degrees. Therefore I have to get another torque wrench. So that's adjusted to 35 now. That has been 35, and now additional 135 degrees, that's 90 plus 45. I don't need a torque wrench for the degrees, but leverage I guess, so I chose my biggest ratchet. I guess I tighten those bolts 90 degrees first. Number 1. and the final one. So 45 degrees are still missing. 45 degrees is half of 90. And this was the final one. Step number 6 is tightening the poles 11 to 20 to 20 Newton meters plus 150 degrees. 11 to 20 are those here in the second row. That was simple, and now the 150. I think I will again do 90 first, plus 60 afterwards. Number 10. Okay, and now 60. 60 is 2/3 of 90 degrees, so a little bit more than before. Number 10. Step number 7, tighten poles 21 to 32 to 20 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. Those are the outer ones, 20 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. Since I already torqued those to 50 Newton meters, there are adhesive forces. It's not possible to get them to 20, I guess. But if it's written in the manual, I of course try. Plus 90 degrees. I will need an extension for this. There are dials available at 40 degrees, but everybody who has attended school won't need this, I think. On the other hand, it's essential to memorize which bolts are already torqued down and which not. I almost attempted this one here twice. Luckily, I have everything on video. And this was the last one. My blog is now ready for the machine shop. I will reveal the results next week. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe. See you back on my channel. Goodbye.